Yo, what's up, people? What's up? This is Tiario, and I am back, y'all, with another video and also another eye-opening message. And in this message, I'm going to be talking about you have to start over. You got to start over. You have to start over. A lot of people don't want to hear this kind of message because this is something that a lot of people don't want to do. They don't want to do this. A person may say, Tiario, what do you mean by starting over? You have to start your life over. Okay? You got to start over. If you want God's best for you, you got to start over. If you want God's favor over your life, you got to start over, man. If you want God to really be with you, and if you want this deep one-on-one relationship with God, you have to start your life over. Well, Tiario, show me that in the Bible. I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you said that. Because Jesus told all of us to start over. He did. Jesus told all of us to start over. Well, what did he say, Tiario? Here it is. Jesus told us to start over, but you just didn't look at it with an open eye. Jesus said we all must be born again. There it is. Jesus told all of us that we must be born again. What does that mean? Do you know what being born again really just is? It's basically you starting over. That's what it is. Jesus said no one can see the kingdom of heaven unless he is born again. Jesus told this stuff to Nicodemus, man, when they was having a deep conversation about the kingdom of heaven and all of that stuff. Jesus told us to him, he said, you got to be born again. Being born again is basically you starting over for God. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. You got to start your life over for the kingdom of heaven. And see, y'all, a lot of people, they don't want to start over. They don't. They just want to drag along in the kingdom of heaven. They just want to just keep dragging along, keep trying to make cursed things work. Keep trying to make dead friendships work. Keep trying to make cursed relationships work. Cursing false marriages, man. Trying to fit in with other people. Trying to hang around other people. People be living off their feelings and emotions. Just gone, man. Minds are totally gone. You gotta start over. You gotta start over. And you want to know why your life is getting worse? Because you ain't starting over. You ain't starting over. You gotta be born again. Being born again is basically starting over for God. You have to start your life over for God and for his kingdom. That's it. It's that simple. And as simple as this stuff may sound, they are not even telling this stuff to people in church. They're not even telling folks in church they got to start over for God. You got to start your life over. A lot of you people, I'm going to keep it real, man, because this is true. A lot of you people, you wasted nothing but time with your life. You married the wrong woman, married to the wrong man. You done hung around with friends for what, 15, 20 years? A lot of you people been going to church for 30 years of your life. A lot of you people just been hanging around your family members your whole damn life. You never really even started living for God. Seriously, I'm going to say this. It's so sad, but a lot of parents have wasted their lives on their children. A lot of parents have wasted their lives on their kids, man. The parent never really made themselves happy. The parents never really lived for God. They lived for their children. And let me tell all you parents something right quick. All of you parents who are living for your kids, you are following Satan himself. That's not God's will for your life. God never told you to live for your children. What are you doing? You are following the devil's plan. Because let me tell you something. Parents who live for their kids, instead of living for God, the parents end up in misery and depression. And they end up lonely, sad, and hurt because the kid always grows up and leaves. See what I'm saying? It's a curse from Satan himself because God never told any parent to live for the kids, man. God never told you to live for your wife. God never told you to live for your husband, for your family members, and for your friends. God wants us to live for him. And see, this is the problem. This is why God is using me to do this message, to tell you, you got to start your life over. You got to start over because you've been living your life the wrong way. And this is why you're not being successful in your life, because you didn't start over. You cannot drag all of that garbage with you into the kingdom of heaven. Have you lost it? You can't do that. You can't do that. God never told us to drag our mess and our messed up choices into his kingdom. You got to get out that cursed marriage you're in. You got to get out that cursed relationship you're in. You got to get out that cursed friendship. Okay? You got to stop living for your man and for your children and start living for God. You got to start your life over the right way, man. Y'all, I'm telling the truth, man. I'm telling the truth. So many people was destroyed in the Bible because they didn't want to start over. Look at David. David committed murder and adultery, banging Bathsheba. David didn't want to start over. He wanted to keep going with that mess. Look at Solomon having sex with all them women. Solomon was another one who was supposed to start over. Even Samson himself was supposed to start over. Seriously, man. I'm going to tell you. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you something. You want to know why the disciples were so blessed? Want to know why they were so favored and blessed by God? Peter, John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, Mary Magdalene. You want to know why them dudes were so favored? You want to know why Mary Magdalene was so special? Because Mary Magdalene and them disciples started over. They knew how to start over. Here it is. I'm going to use Mary Magdalene for the perfect example. Here it is. Let me tell y'all something about Mary Magdalene, because I love Mary Magdalene. I love Mary Magdalene from the bottom of my soul. I mean, that woman right there just blows my mind, man, when I read about her. I'm keeping it all the way real. If Mary Magdalene was walking this earth, my goodness, I probably just want to be with her. I respect Mary Magdalene for real, because she is the woman who people refuse to just look at. People hate on Mary Magdalene, but let me tell you about Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. She had 7 demons in her. And when Christ came to Mary Magdalene, you want to know what Mary Magdalene did? She started her life over for the kingdom. She started over. That's what made that woman so special, man. That's what being born again is. You are starting your life over for God. Mary Magdalene started over, man. And guess what? Jesus was so close to her more than any other woman in that Bible. That's right. Jesus was more close to Mary Magdalene than he was his own mama. Jesus and Mary Magdalene had a connection, man. They was close. Mary Magdalene was for real with this stuff, man. Let me tell y'all something about Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was the realest woman in the Bible. The realest woman who ever followed Jesus. She was the realest woman in the Bible. I don't care how you people may feel about it. I don't even care. Mary Magdalene was the realest woman who followed Jesus in the Bible. She was. She was the realest one, man. The realest one. That woman knew how to start over. Something you folks need to learn how to do, man. Start over. Here it is. A lot of you people are scared to start over. You're scared. A lot of you people are scared to start over. Want to know why? Because a lot of you people are afraid to be alone. You're scared. You're scared to be alone. You're living your life through your child. You're living your life through your son. You're living your life through your daughter. You're living your life through your husband. You're holding on to your husband, and you know that God didn't even ordain for you to marry him. You know this. A lot of you already know it. You know it. The truth hurts, huh? I know this message is convicting a lot of you people, man. A lot of you people are holding on to too much. Scared to walk down that road on faith. Scared to start over. And I'm going to say this, y'all, because watch out for Christians and church folk. Because those are the ones who talk all this crap about being born again, but none of them are really born again. Just look at their lives, man. Just look at their lives. All they doing is trying to drag their mess into the will of God. That's all they doing. They're trying to drag their mess into the will of God. I'm going to be honest. If you look at all the preachers with an open eye, all of the mega speakers and all of these pagan, phony gospel artists, they all need to start over. Every single one of them. T.D. Jakes needs to start over. You know it's true. Creflo Dollar, Joel Osteen, Benny Hinn, and Joyce Meyer, and Paula White, and the rest of them. They all need to start over. Look at the mess that they made. Look how they living. It's not about the will of God with them crazy Christianity, pagan church folk. It's all about them and the false doctrines of Satan. This is why the church will never get free, because no one wants to start over. It's the truth, man. People are afraid to start over. You want to know why? Because starting over takes time. See, when you're starting over, you got to really walk by faith. And see, a lot of people, y'all, they don't even have faith. They're afraid to start over because they either scared to be alone, they're scared to go through the fire by themselves, they're scared to walk by faith. So this is what they'll do. They'll get in cursed relationships on purpose. They'll make babies on purpose because they're afraid to start over and walk down that road alone. So this is what they do. They try to drag their mess into the will of God. And you will never in your life have a deep connection with God if you are afraid to start over. Trust me on this, man. I don't care who you are. This is realistic facts, man. Look at Moses. You want to know why Moses was so blessed? Because Moses started over. He knew how to start over. Remember, Moses wasn't always the chosen Moses of God. Remember, Moses grew up in the palace. He grew up around Pharaoh and them. Remember, he was about to be the prince of Egypt. He grew up in riches. Moses grew up in riches. And Moses knew how to start over. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you that for yourself right quick. I'm going to show you this. Here it is. I'm going to show you this about Moses. Go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verses 24 through 27. The book of Hebrews. I'm going to show you this about Moses right quick, because the Bible tells us that Moses started over. Go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 24 through 27. And look at what it says. It says, by faith, Moses, when he became of age, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin. Do you see that? Esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he looked to the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. You want to know what that's saying in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verses 24 through 27? It's saying that Moses started over. By faith. He had the faith. It says that Moses, in verse 25, it says, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passion pleasures of sin. Moses was like, man, look, I'd rather start over and walk with God by faith than to be in a palace living in sin. Moses knew how to start over, man. And see, I'm going to tell you something about people, y'all, who don't start over. People who don't start over, they living in sin. Because when you don't start over, you are basically making a decision to follow Satan. That's right. Here it is. I'm going to repeat it. When you don't start over, you are basically making a decision to follow Satan. Because everybody who follows Satan, they don't start over. They don't want to start over. So basically, you are now making a deal with the devil. You're basically making a covenant with Satan himself. And see, this is why you got to start your life over for God. This is not a game. This is not a game, because I'm going to tell you something. You're going to find yourself cursed. You're going to find yourself dying before your time. This is real. You better look at them Bible. I'm going to tell you something. You better look at Moses. You better look at Mary Magdalene. You better look at all of them people who really follow Jesus. You better look at this stuff with an open eye, because they started over. They started over. Moses gave all that stuff up and started his life over for God. That's why the man was so powerful. This is real. Mary Magdalene had a connection with Jesus that was so damn strong. It was ridiculous, because she knew how to start over, man. This is some realistic facts I'm giving you, folks. They don't even tell you this in church. You want to know why? Because in church, they don't want none of you to start over. They want all y'all to keep tampering with cursed things that will never work. They don't want you to start over. You want to know why? Because the pastor, he don't even want to start over. He don't want to start over. They don't. All they want to do is keep playing games with this pagan Sunday foolishness over and over and over again. No one wants to start over. And see, when you don't want to start over, now you're making a covenant contract with Satan himself, because you sold your soul. And see, a lot of you people who are listening to this, you sold your soul already, because you don't want to start over. When you don't start over your life for God, that means you sold your soul to Satan. And the discussion is realistic. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. When you don't want to start your life over for God, you have sold your soul to Satan himself. Now you belong to the devil. You got to start your life over for God. You got to. Here it is. It's your choice. You can either start your life over for God and get blessed and get highly favored and go through the fire, or you can keep doing what you're doing and you can make a deal with the devil. You can stay in, see, here it is. You can stay in your cursed marriage if you want. It's your choice. No one's stopping you. You're free to stay in your cursed marriage. You're free to stay in your cursed relationships. You are free to keep living your life through your wife, through your children, and through your cursed husbands. You're free to keep doing it. You are free to keep going around your cursed family. Hey, do your thing. Do what you want to do. It's your life. But let me tell you something. You're going to pay the price for it. You're going to pay the price for it. The wrath of God is going to hit you so heavy, you're going to wish you would have started over. That's right. Remember, you're going to pay the price for it. See, no one is stopping you. See, you got to understand something. This is your life. It's your life and it's your choice. It don't matter to God and it don't matter to me. This is on you. Okay? Remember, this is your life. If you go against the rules of the Bible, you get hit with the curse. The rules are you got to be born again, meaning you have to start your life over for God. Okay? So here it is. You free to do whatever you want to do, man. You're free to do whatever you want to do, lady. If you want to keep living for your children, do it. If you want to keep hanging on to cursed relationships and cursed marriages, do it. If you want to keep going around your cursed family members and your cursed friends, do it. I ain't stopping you and God ain't stopping you. Do it. Do it. But guess what? You're going to pay the price. Oh, yeah. You're going to pay the price for it. You're going to pay the price for it because let me tell you, everything that we do down here, you're going to pay the price for it. The Bible already told us you shall reap what you sow. So here it is. If you sow good, you get good. But if you sow bad, you get bad. So you cannot get upset and angry and mad at me because I'm only going off of the word. This is the way life is set up, man. Nobody gets away with nothing. Nobody. Seriously, all of the people, y'all, who are miserable and depressed right now and frustrated with their lives because they're not accomplishing anything, they're not doing nothing with their lives. Let me tell you something. They all have one thing in common. All of them don't want to start over. There it is. There it is. It's too simple. You want to know why everyone don't make it, and you want to know why everyone don't end up happy? You want to know why everyone don't want to here it is. Here it is. You want to know why everyone don't end up successful? Everyone don't end up blessed by God because everyone don't want to start over. That's your answer. Look at your lives. Look at your friends. Look at your family. Look at your kids, man. Be honest with yourself. The reason why they hurting, miserable, lonely, depressed, frustrated, because they don't want to start over and start living for God. This is the truth. You got to start over. You got to start over. I don't care who you are, man. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care who you are. You got to start over. Got to start over. You got to start over, man. The Bible already told us, choose life or death. It's your choice. It's up to you, man. So I had to do this message to open up you people's eyes to how powerful and serious this is, man. Another classic message. I had to, man. You know, I really, really had to because this is real, man. And see, I look up to people like Mary Magdalene in the Bible. That's right. Love her. Because she knew how to start over. My goodness, that woman was real, man. And see, when we look at people today, y'all, people ain't starting over. They just basically dragging the mess into the kingdom of God, and they wondering why they can't hear God, and they wondering why they can't be fully blessed. Because you ain't starting over. You just trying to get God to bless your cursed mess, and God ain't blessing your cursed mess. God will never do that. God ain't no sucker. God will never bless your cursed mess. You just have to start over fresh for the kingdom of heaven. It's that simple. Jesus said you must be born again. And that's that, man. That's that. That's that. So with all of that being said, y'all, I'm about to be out. More great videos coming. I got a lot to do, man. I'm crazy busy. But I love y'all. Y'all people be cool, man. Peace.